Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Yoga for Skaters YouTube channel. My name is Ace, your friend in yoga and off skates training, and today I have for you a Bakasana power flow. So in this power flow class, we are really going to challenge our strength by focusing on building strength and coordination for the transition from crow pose to high plank position. All right, so all you'll need for this practice is a block if you like to use that for your arm balance. Otherwise, you don't need anything. And let's go over and I will meet you on the mat. Oh, yeah. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position. So if you want to use your block, you can do that. I am going to sit with my profile to you so you can have a look at these warm-up mobility exercises that we're going to start with for our power flow today. So go ahead and just start. Take the arms up overhead. Good inhale, reach. And as you exhale, flip those palms down and press the hands down as if you're pushing down into some resistance. Good. 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, push down. Awesome. 1 more time here. Inhale, reach up. Maybe look up. Really send the fingers to the sky as you root through the sit bones. And then exhale. Arms come down. This time, stop those arms so that the wrists are shoulder height. And then we're going to do some dynamic shoulder movements here. So go ahead and flip the left thumb down. The right thumb is going to stay up. So the thumb that's down is going to go back and up the back body, while that other hand is going to go up and down the back body. So you're coming into this position with the arms. And then we're going to go ahead and come back to that starting point and then flip the right thumb down so that we can switch which arm is going up and which arm is going down. Perfect. And then come back to center. Beautiful. Okay, keep going with those. We're just going to do a few of these. Yeah, mobilizing, warming up the shoulders here. As we know, this crow pose, Bakasana, is a lot of shoulder strength. It also asks our shoulders to go into some positions that we don't usually go into from day to day. So we want to make sure we're nice and warm. Go ahead and relax from there. Keep those arms nice and wide. Our last warm-up maneuver here, you're going to pull the fingertips back towards the forearms and press the palms away from the shoulders. Perfect. So we're creating some length along the arms. We're giving the wrists a moment to wake up here, an active stretch for the wrists. Beautiful. Good. And then from here, just go ahead and kind of shake it out a little bit. We're going to do some quick wrist rocks. So fingertips with the tops of the hands towards your knees or facing front. And you're just going to gently drip, I want to say, over those fingertips, over the fronts of the hands, into the wrists, and then pull it back. So you're just going to kind of wilt down here and bring it up. So nothing too strenuous. You don't have to put too much weight on it at this point. We're just going to kind of make sure those wrists go in both directions since we're going to be using them. Good. Let's take 2 more. Nice. And 1 more. Beautiful. Okay, let's get into it. So go ahead and from your seated position, we're going to come into downward facing dog. We're going to get right into our downward facing dog. So however you'd like to do that, if you want to take a moment to pedal out the feet, to shift the hips from side to side, you can do that. Beautiful. And then in your down dog, as you're pedaling out and moving around a little bit, just take a moment to come back to your breath. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, start to settle the movements of that down dog. Good. Take 1 more inhale here. Really press into the pads of the fingers. Send the tailbone up and back. And on your next inhale, reach the right leg up and back. We'll stack the hips, bend the right knee, and just take a moment to open up through this side for a moment, looking under the right arm. Inhale, press through the pads of the fingers. Exhale, bring that right foot in between the hands. We're setting up for a low lunge right here. Perfect. Go ahead and make your way up to that low lunge. And then bring those arms nice and wide once again. From here, we're going to find eagle arms. So we'll take the right arm underneath the left. You're going to cross elbows, cross wrists. Beautiful. And then from here, keeping the lower body nice and strong and rooted, start to lift the elbows up, up, up. Beautiful. And then if you can, start to pull those thumbs away from the forehead, away from the top of the head. Perfect. So we're inhaling into the back body. Exhaling, settling into this eagle arm, low lunge here. So one more moment to hold these eagle arms. This time, what I want you to think about doing is pressing the elbows together and pressing the palms together. So we're finding a little bit of activation through the lats. Good. The upper back, the chest. Nice. Next inhale, release the arms, reach them overhead. And as you exhale, bring those hands down. Let's step back to high plank position. Inhale in high plank. Exhale, push it up and back to downward facing dog. Full round of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Next inhale, left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Go ahead and bring it right into that hip opener. Perfect. And a breath here. Inhale, press through the hands. Exhale, bring that left foot in between the hands, setting up that low lunge on the second side. Perfect. So same thing here, but second side, we'll bring the left elbow underneath the right elbow, crossing elbows, crossing wrists. Beautiful. And then elbows lift, hands reach away from the forehead. Good. Take an inhale right here, breathing into the back body. And as you exhale, press those elbows together, press those palms together. Feel that tension. Yeah, little activation. Inhale. Nice. Exhale. Keep holding. Good. Next inhale, release. Reach the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring the hands down. Step back to high plank position. Inhale in your high plank. As you exhale, go ahead and walk it down to forearm plank. Beautiful. So forearm plank, spread the fingers. Yes, push through the forearms. On your next exhale, bend the knees. Lower the thighs, the hips, and then inhale your way through to a Sphinx pose here, pulling the floor towards the hips, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat. Inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and we're going to reverse it. So you'll lift the hips, lift the thighs, you're on the knees, tuck the toes, come back to that forearm plank. Beautiful. Step it back up to high plank. Inhale here. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale in down dog. Exhale. Go ahead and tiptoe, hop, step, or jump your way all the way up to your forward fold. Very nice. So let the feet be as wide as the hips for this first forward fold. Go ahead and grab opposite elbows and just let the torso hang forward. Let it hang over the thighs. You can bend the knees a lot here. Good. And then maybe a little sway from side to side. Perfect. Relax the arms. Next inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, look up. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring the palms to your heart or arms by the side body. Beautiful. And so here we go into our flow. Inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale, hips back, soften the knees to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come on down. Good. So keeping the feet that hips distance apart, sink the hips down and back. Inhale, rise up for your chair pose. Beautiful. Inhale, hold that chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Nice. Step the left foot back. So we're going to set up for warrior one right out the gate here. So spiral that left heel down, left toes angled towards the front edge of your mat on that next inhale. Rise up. Beautiful. And so take this moment in your warrior one, especially today, our next maneuver that we're going to add on to this, we're going to want to have that hips width distance between the heels. So if you want to open up that front leg, open up that back leg, you can do that. Warrior one does not have to be on a tightrope. Beautiful. Go ahead and bring the arms behind the low back. Interlace the fingers. We'll roll those shoulders down and back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take an inhale, look up. As you exhale, humble warrior. Bring the torso to the inner edge of that right thigh. Nice. Knuckles can reach overhead if that feels okay for you, or just let them rest on the low back. Yeah, one more inhale here. And then as you exhale, go ahead and bring the hands to the inside of that right foot. Pop the left heel up. So here we are in a wide lizard, sort of high lizard rather, variation. So we're going to start to firm it up from here. So really press into the pads of the fingers. Good. Push the floor away. Feel that tension across the chest. Press into the ball of the left foot. Squeeze the left glute. And then what we're going to do from here, you've got that right knee already snuggled up into your right tricep. Keeping the arms nice and long, I want you to try to squeeze the right heel to your right sit bone, keeping that right knee connected to the right tricep. Inhale here. Exhale, push down. Take one more inhale. As you exhale, push up and back. Nice. Downward facing dog. Three-legged dog, rather. If you want to heel toe that left foot a little more to center, you can do that. But stay in this three-legged dog. From here, lift up high onto the ball of the left foot, keeping that right leg nice and strong. Bend into the left knee. And we've got some little pops all the way up to that forward fold. As you're ready, relax the right leg. Bring those feet back to hips distance. Grab opposite elbows and sway a little side to side. Beautiful. All right, relax the arms. Inhale, halfway lift. Here we go, second side. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Rise up through chair pose. Nice. Hold here. Inhale, push through the bottoms of the feet. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot stays in front. Right foot steps back. Setting up for warrior one. On that next inhale, you can rise on up. Beautiful. And take your moment here, just like you did on that first side. Perfect. Inhaling, pressing through the bottoms of the feet. Exhale, lengthening through the fingertips. Nice. One more inhale. As you exhale, bring the hands behind the low back. Find the opposite interlace on this side. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take that look up. Humble warrior. Torso to the inner edge of that left leg. Taking 2 breaths here to kind of relax the torso, open up the shoulders. As you're ready, bring the knuckles onto the low back, undo the interlace, and the hands come to the inside of that left leg. Good. If you want to heel toe it open a little bit, you can do that. Pop the right heel up. We're firming up through the upper body. So strong plank arms, fingertips gripping, chest is kind of doming, pressing the ball of the right foot into the floor. Feel the right quad, the right glute. And then as you're ready, squeeze that left heel to the left sit bone. Holding here. 3. Nice. Holding here. Last breath. Inhale. As you exhale, push up and back. 3-legged dog. If you want to straighten it out a little bit, you can do that. And then same thing on this side. Inhale, rise up onto the ball of that right foot. Bend the right knee. And you're going to pop your way all the way back up to your forward fold. Relax the left leg. Good. So from this forward fold, heel toe the feet nice and wide. Go ahead and sink down into your Bakasana squat. Beautiful. So elbows to the inner knees, palms together at your heart. And so that's our preparatory drill. That high lizard with the kind of half Bakasana there. That's our kind of warm-up drill here as we start to strengthen up for our crow transition to plank. So we're going to start in Navasana. So carefully sink your way back to your seat. Good. And then from here, Navasana, bring the knees up, bring the heels up. Perfect. And then we're going to work a crow pose from this boat pose. So boat crow. So take the arms forward, go ahead and open the knees, hug those knees up nice and high into the triceps, right? You can keep the inner edges of the feet together, and then can you push through the hands? So this is your crow pose from boat. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. One more inhale. And as you exhale, bring the hands behind the knees. Let's get a little rock out of this one. So rock and roll your way right back to that squat. Let's try that again right here. Perfect. So big toes together. Now we'll move into our crow pose. So if you want to use your block to lift your feet, you can do that. Big toes together. Take the hands in front of the shoulders. Hug those elbows in. And here we go. Coming into your first crow for our practice. Holding here. Working for 3 breaths. Yes, 2. Yes. And then with control, can you come right down? Beautiful. Good. Go ahead and make your way right back to your seat. If you want to shake out the wrists a little bit, you can. A lot on the wrists. So not only are we putting weight on the wrists in crow pose, but we're also taking this forearm beyond a 90-degree extension, right? So it's a lot of mobility too. Okay, so our next drill is going to work us from that crow boat into a hollow body. So we'll do this with the belly up, and then we'll do this from crow. So go ahead and find that boat pose. Perfect. Open the knees, press those arms through. Hug the knees up high, high, high to those triceps. Good. Holding here. And then the transition from crow to plank, we're going to emulate here by reaching those arms overhead, lengthening the legs, coming into hollow body. Can you come back to crow? Yes. And back to hollow body. One more time. Back to crow. Hug it in. Good. Back to hollow body. And then hug those knees to your chest. Good. All right, here we go. Let's rock and roll. Make sure you've got enough momentum to rock your way up. Good. And then here we go. So we're going to go through this twice. If you want to do 2 reps, go for it. If you want to watch the first one and then do the second one, by all means. So transitioning from crow pose to high plank. So same setup. We're going to come into crow pose. Good. And then you're going to think about shooting your feet back and shooting your heart forward. So we keep good tension. Push through the floor. Push those heels. Right back to high plank position. Nice. If you did that first rep, come back with me to down dog for a moment. If you're warming it up, go ahead and just Take a moment, take it all in. Good, and then let's all meet in that squat position to set up for our final rep here. Crow pose to high plank. So again, I think about pushing down through the hands to stay grounded. And then I'm powering those glutes, those hamstrings, those hip flexors to kick the legs back. Kick isn't the best word, but you're kind of pushing the legs back. And you're going to counterbalance by keeping the heart and the crown of the head reaching forward. So let's try this transition together. Here we go. Hug the elbows in. Bring it up to your crow pose. Nice. So core is really turned on here. Yes. Push down and then kind of up and out. 2 and go. Woof. Yeah. If you need to correct that, if you feel like you're kind of banana backing a little bit, I do that too. It just takes practice. Back to downward facing dog. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and take a breather. Wind it down here. Really good work. Inhale. And exhale. Perfect. From here, step the right foot in between the hands. Let's come back to that low lunge. Perfect. So for this low lunge is kind of a counter pose for our crow pose. We're going to take a little longer stance. So bring those hands to that right knee. Good. And then just take a moment to shift forward, keeping the torso kind of in the same diagonal as that back leg if you can. Beautiful. And we're focusing on opening the hip flexor back up, right? A lot of work there through the hip flexor. Perfect. Good. One more inhale here. You can hold in that forward position to whatever extent feels good for you. All right, nice. So we're going to move into half hero's pose as another opportunity to open up the quad, open up the hip. Counter pose. So for this pose, go ahead and lengthen your right leg. Yep. And you're going to sit back onto the inside of that left heel. Yeah. If this feels very precarious on your knee, do not worry about it. You don't have to do this one. You may take lizard, you may take pigeon, but if this feels okay in your body, give it a try. So from here, right toes are forward, left knee is forward, hands can come behind you to whatever extent, right? You can come to forearms. Some folks may be able to lay all the way down. But as we're here, we want to think of that standing quad stretch that we do as well, where we're pointing the knee straight down the barrel. So we'll do that here as well. 2 more breaths here. Half hero's pose. Inhale. And exhale. Good. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, go ahead and press your way up. Nice. Shift your way forward. Good. And just sweep that right leg back and around into tabletop position. Kind of wag your tail, shake it out. And let's do the same thing on the second side. So bring that left foot up in between the hands. Yes. And maybe a little longer stride for your low lunge here. And same thing, we'll keep the hands on the knee. We'll shift that front knee forward. Good. Bring the pelvis with you. You can keep that diagonal and shift it back. So if you need a few moments to shift in and shift back, by all means take them. If you've got a spot you want to hold, go ahead and find that. Perfect. One more breath here. Awesome. And then we'll take this into half hero's pose on the second side. So shifting it back. Good. Lengthen that left leg and then sit on back on the inside of that right heel. Perfect. Okay, same thing as we did before. Walk your way back, being mindful that the left thigh is lengthening straight forward, the right knee is pointing straight forward, and also Just know that each side of your body may have a little bit different capabilities. So I know that this side is a lot more open than the other side. So I may start to make my way back, coming all the way down, might reach the arms overhead. So if you've got more space, maybe on both sides too, you can come all the way to lie back. Perfect. We'll take 2 more breaths wherever you are. Good. 1 more breath. And then take your time. You're going to make your way up the same way you went down. Good. And then pressing your way up, shifting back to that lunge and back to tabletop position. Okay, my friends, let's wind it down. Last pose here. We're going to take Gomukhasana or cow face pose. So before I turn that way, we're going to cross the right knee behind the left knee. And you're going to sit in between the heels. So right knee behind the left knee. And then go ahead and push back to sit all the way back. Yeah. And you can stay right here if this feels good in your body. Or go ahead and reach those arms up overhead. Yes. Go ahead and press the pads of the fingers together. Bend the elbows and just work to bring the thumbs to the base of the neck. Yeah, sending those elbows up as you continue to root through the sit bones. Nice. Good. Take 1 more inhale here. As you exhale, go ahead and release the elbows first. Take the arms wide. So you can shift back to table and come to the other side. Or if your left leg is on top, go ahead and turn to the right. You're going to come onto the balls of both feet, and you're just going to keep turning right until that right leg is on top of the left. And here we are on the second side. Yeah. So same thing on the second side. Go ahead and reach those arms up overhead. Bring the pads of the fingers together, bend the elbows, and those thumbs come to the base of the neck. Elbows reach to the sky, giving those triceps a little space. Good. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more inhale here. And as you exhale, go ahead and undo that one. Relax the arms. You can lean to the left and just sweep those legs straight out in front of you. Very, very nice. We'll close out this practice with a final forward fold. This will be our opportunity to kind of rest and reset. So if you like to keep the knees bent for this, you can do that. Keep the hands along the sides of the legs. Walk your way forward. So belly to the thighs first. And then letting the torso drape over the legs. Letting the head and the neck relax towards the shins. Good. So from here, just kind of closing it down. Allowing the breath to slow down. Yeah, giving those hamstrings 1 more breath worth of release, letting go of anything from this practice that does not serve you, and taking away with you what does, what feels helpful. Good. Slowly begin to roll your way up. You can make your way to a comfortable seated position, just like where we started. And if you'd like to bring the palms together at your heart, you can do that. Taking a moment to gently bow the head. and thank yourself for making it to your mat here today. And then taking another moment to extend that gratitude to one another, acknowledging each other's efforts and acknowledging this community. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. The light and the teacher in me sees the light and the teacher in all of you. Shanti, peace. Namaste. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you had fun with that one. A little more shoulder work, a lot more strength work, but this is Power Flow. So give yourself a lot of credit for moving through this class to whatever degree you did. If you made it this far, you made it. All right, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.